to talk about what's in my camera bag as somebody who is a creator in sports, doing both photo and video, specifically hockey, since that is mostly what I shoot. Or should I say, what's in my Pelican on game days. Basically, I'm gonna go through everything I bring with me to shoot a hockey game as an LSC for the NHL. Let's start with the how do I carry cameras and equipment from my house to my car to the arena. Now I know I said camera bag, but in fact, I actually use a Pelican case. This is the 1535 Air, I believe. I picked this up from a store here in town called Color Case. They basically are a Pelican distributor. They have some unique colors. I went with like this teal. What's cool about that store is they have a bunch of different accessories for your Pelican case. They have different colored latches and handles. You can totally customize your case. Opening it up, in the top here, I went with the laptop holder mesh net setup. In the bottom here, I just have the normal soft inserts that it comes with. At some point, I would like to upgrade and switch to the rigid think tank dividers. For now, this has been fine. So that's pretty much the case itself. Careful of my very nice table. We're gonna start with the obvious items and what they are used for. I bring two bodies with me to game night. One, the Canon R3, which I am filming this on, and the Canon R5. I will toggle between stills and video, switch between stills and video on the R3, and keep stills to the R5. Main reason being the Canon R3 is just so fluid to switch between stills and video. The R5 is a little bit more annoying in my opinion. You gotta hit mode and then info, switch over. It's just 3 buttons to switch something when the R3 has literally a toggle right at your thumb. Can't beat it. That guy will usually be my hybrid shooter. We're gonna dive into lenses. 70 to 200 f2.8. This lens will get used the most on game night, from capturing player arrivals to warm-ups to in-game action itself. This guy will get used top to bottom. The 28 to 70 f2. I usually have it on my second camera. This will just be on me as my safe all-around lens. 28 is not the widest, but it's decent. Up to 70 would kind of be my all-around Swiss Army knife. Next lens we have is the 8 to 15 f4 fisheye with the EF to RF mount, since it is an EF lens. I will really only use the fisheye for scene setters, which are just empty arena shots, scoreboard of home versus away teams, sometimes warm-ups and in-game action. Basically, the handful of times I have used the 8 to 15 fisheye for warm-ups or in-game action, it's very, very limited on usable shots or anything worthwhile because it's super wide. So for warm-ups, really the only thing I go for or look for if I have it on me is goalie in front of the bench. In-game action, really the only thing usable you're gonna get is if you're along the glass, there is action along the boards and it kind of stays there for a little bit. It's really the only time that a fisheye is come in handy or even be cool. I'll try to find some examples to toss up so you can see. Outside of those two very specific scenarios, I won't have the fisheye on me. Similarly, the 15 to 35 2.8, which I'm filming this on, I'll only really use that as well for scene setters. However, one of my recent games, I was along the boards and I did use this 15 to 35 for video, which it actually worked out really well in that instance because there was quite a bit of action in front of my face that game. Having that 15 to 35 versatility, I actually enjoyed it. So that was definitely something I'm thinking about moving forward. If I do get a photo hole or a spot along the boards for the R3 video to throw on the 15 to 35, that's gonna be killer. Any action that's further, I could just switch to the 70 to 200 on my second camera, cover both bases. Shooting video from the boards with the 28 to 70 can still be tough, even though it is at 28. They go behind the net or they come close to you. You do still lose some context sometimes. You have the shot, but you may not necessarily get the full body or get where they're shooting from. You can kind of just see the reaction from the team or the fans in the background that they scored. Sometimes it doesn't give the most context, in my opinion. Having this 15 to 35 for those scenarios has been great. It was something I avoided at first because it's too wide. It's not going to be anything worthwhile, but shooting video specifically, I'm going to try to find examples from that game I'm thinking of. I bring my laptop with me on game night. I do my uploads from the media room. The laptop slides in this pocket, as I mentioned before. I have the little hard drive pouch on the back here. I just feel like it looks tacky on the laptop. It's definitely a necessity to have when you're on the go and you don't want all your stuff dangling or coming unplugged. We use Slack for communication and immediate drops. Then we upload all assets to Greenfly. Sorry if I keep looking down. I'm just looking at my notes to keep track of all the stuff so I don't ramble. This is the M4 MacBook, 64 gigs of RAM, 1 terabyte of storage since I will always work off SSDs. I recently upgraded this laptop. This thing's a fucking beast. Why do I keep saying M3? It's an M4. MacBook Pro. I don't know why I called it the Max. It's the MacBook Pro, it says it right here. Anywho, I have the Logitech MX Master 3 mouse. I cannot work off the keypad. I never have been able to get used to it. When I don't have my mouse or it dies and I am using just the keypad, it drives me nuts. For some reason, it's just not for me. I don't know how some of y'all do it. Speaking of SSDs, I will use the Lacy 2 terabyte SSDs as my working drives. As of recently, this has just become specifically the hockey hard drive for me. All my games, photo, video, Lightroom catalogs, Adobe Premiere assets, everything is now on this hard drive. So this M4 comes with the SSD built in, which has been amazing. I can't believe I ever had laptops previous to this that didn't have it because this thing is so amazing to have. It's one less cord, it's one less adapter to plug in. Throw that in there. 98% of the time I am working off of an SD. For time's sake, if I do need to juggle between photos on one camera and video on another, my second body or stills from both, I will plug in the SanDisk CF Express reader, plugs in on the other side, and then if I'm in a time crunch, I could dual between the SD reader and the CF reader, work off both of those, which is super nice to have. Other stuff in my Pelican is the usual stuff: camera batteries, cords, phone chargers, adapters in case I need to charge, lightning cords, microfibers, pretty standard stuff, protein bar, change, I don't know why, memory card holder. This is one of 2. I picked up a second one. It's a little pouch, which is nice to throw in my pocket since I don't like to have this bulky case on my person. In this top zipper, I have AA's. This is just where my AA's live. I'm not entirely sure why this has become the home because I don't bring up flash, so I don't have anything that requires a AA. More chargers and accessories, which are not that glamorous. I also have Band-Aids in the event. Additional cameras that I will usually bring with me on game night if I'm feeling a little extra saucy, that I like to juggle many cameras. I shoot a lot of film, so I will bring the Canon EOS 1N 35mm film camera, the Dispatch neck strap, so I'll throw that on me when I can. I usually try to time it. Maybe there's some in-game action or warm-ups, some scenics I'll shoot. This is like low on the priority list, so I try to not take away from my actual job title and miss something. I try to find those little dead moments of where I could capture some crowd ambiance. Another camera I will bring, GoPro Max. This has been great for BTS, just a different perspective of things to show me myself shooting or where I am in the arena. I have this hot shoe arm extension that'll just slide into the hot shoe, tightens down like that. These arms are great. They came in a pack. What is this brand called? HSU. I got a 4-pack of various heights. Pretty cool to have different heights for the 360 camera. So I'll usually bring that, toggle that on, set it and forget it type of stuff. In the event that I want to mount the GoPro to something, I bring this clamp from Ulanzi. If thing above player tunnel, cell phone mount, this little guy here. I will also throw this cell phone mount on one of the hot shoes. Boom, cell phone goes in here. This cell phone holder is actually kind of like a Frankenstein build. Phone holder itself actually came from my wife's tripod. And then the bottom part here, this little hot shoe, I won't disconnect it because it's tight. The hot shoe thing actually came from one of my Cube pocket video lights. I don't know how it came about. I think I found this phone mount first and was like, shit, there's gotta be a way for me to mount it to a hot shoe, but it didn't come with it. And then I eventually was digging through the cabinet and found this hot shoe part, and it actually has a thread into the bottom of it. Whoa, whew. Wow. 2 reasons why this cell phone holder is great. Quick moments that I can't plan for. Maybe there's a crowd moment. Maybe one of the players tosses a puck over, right? And I can't anticipate when or what's going to happen. So having that cell phone right here to just flip on video and get that moment has been critical. It's also convenient for 2 jobs. A, if I get those cell phone footage, I can upload it to Slack, upload it to the social team, and they could have it instantly. The other part is if I'm doing drops from my camera to my phone, it's nice to have my phone here, open up the Canon camera app, download those handful of photos. If it's a goal or a celebration, boom, upload it to Slack, or at least let the team know in Slack, hey, these are uploading to Greenfly. Super nice to have that phone camera combo right then and there on one piece. The last piece with me on game night is my laptop bag. Now I know the premise of this video is what's in my Pelican case, but this still ties in with it. Basically, I will bring this with me just for extra stuff. There's usually extra cords in here, camera chargers if I need them, laptop holder too for the desk. It's like an adjustable little stand. That's kind of like my catch-all bag of everything that doesn't fit in the case. Maybe I'll bring an extra film camera, toss that in there. I usually throw my camera harness in there. The laptop bag will hook onto the Pelican case and I'm off. Another thing I have, AirPods. The meeting room's great. Everyone is nice. Sometimes I'm a social butterfly and I'm chatting it up. Other times I gotta lock in, get some edits out, but I'll usually have them on during arrivals. There's nothing really going on outside for arrivals in between players coming, so it's nice to have some tunage. That's pretty much it for my hockey game night setup. If you have any questions about my setup, or maybe your setup for your game night looks different, I'm actually curious to know if you are another sports creative and your setup looks different than mine. Let me know down in the comments. Let's chat about it. Would love to hear what you use and why you use those things. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Cheers.